The first ones are simple. They're just true or false. You just look at the picture and say whether the statement is true or false. The last one's 32 through 37. You've got to do 2 or 3 things. You've got to rewrite it in if-then form and then write the converse. So 32 would be, the way you would word it, you'd say, if angles are adjacent, and again, you can abbreviate however much you want. If angles are adjacent, then they share a common side. Okay? Then you write its converse. So the converse is you got to switch the order. You'd say if angles share a common side, then they are adjacent.
I know guy named Jason.
So then after you do that, you check to see if it's a biconditional, which means they both have to be true. If it's a biconditional, you got to write it. If it's not a biconditional, you're done. Okay? So this one, if angles are adjacent, do they share a common side?
Yeah.
Yep. If angles share a common side, then they are adjacent?
Not necessarily.
No, because it could be like this. You could have an angle like that, and then you could have an angle right there. Angles 1 and 2 share a side, but they're not adjacent. So you're done. You don't have to write a biconditional.
That's 32.
That's number 32, yep. If you do have to write the biconditional, remember you just put if and only if in the middle. Say this was one, you'd say adjacent angles. Angles are adjacent if and only if they share a common side. So remember, for the biconditional, you can just use IFF for if and only if. You put that right in the middle, and you don't start it with if and you don't have a then.
So we just say true or false?
You don't have to. You just need to write the 2. And then if they're both true, you do the biconditional. But this one isn't. This one was true, this one was false.
Also, you have to write the converse for all.
Yeah. So for all of them, you got to write the conditional and the converse. And then if they're both true, you write the biconditional. So they'll all have at least 2. Some of them will have 3 if you can do the biconditional. You do have to switch the wording some on these. Like here, the perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the lengths of its sides. I would say if finding the perimeter of the triangle, then you find the sum of the lengths of its sides. Okay? So you got to add some words in there to make it sound sense. If an animal is a panther, then it lives in the forest. Remember doing those? If 2 circles have the same circumference, then they have the same diameter.
You spelled it wrong.
I know.